Right, just come out of Lord of the Rings in Orchestra. What do you reckon of that one, Johnny?
Well, I loved it, but it's my thing. So I don't more to the point. What did you think of it?
I thought it was excellent. It was something really different. Going into it, I wasn't sure if it was just going to be us two going, or if it was going to be full or what, because it's just something completely different for Sunderland. And we got there, it was absolutely rammed. So that was really good to see. Loads of people turning up for something different in the Minster, which is a great venue in terms of how it looks and the way the sound projects.
It is. It is brilliant for the acoustics, no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing wrong with it was that the person who was talking and telling everyone about the songs coming up didn't have a mic, so you couldn't really hear him that well. But apart from that, the orchestra you hear amazing. The music was brilliant. Everyone who plays in that orchestra was tremendous.
It was superb. It was absolutely brilliant.
And
you could even buy a drink in there,
yeah,
which was a surprise.
I wasn't expecting to be able to get a beer. As I've said, I've been 100 days off, so I started drinking again today. So I'm a bit more animated than usual. But getting a beer in the church was canny.
$4.50 for a free 30ml. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's expensive these days. So
It is.
there we go. But yeah, playing it was mostly based off the first film.
Yeah, it was all based. It was all based on, I think.
And it was really atmospheric. I think if you would have heard the person speaking, you would have had a better rundown on what the songs were about.
I mean, I thought I was trying to narrate it the way I thought it was good.
Yeah.
But it's whether that was 100% correct or not is another matter.
That was cool. Oh, you had loads of people there, and people really enjoyed it.
I didn't see many dressed up, mate.
Nah, there was no hobbits are out there, which is a shame. That would have been canny, but it is what it is. Saturday afternoon. What can you expect? As well, just talking about classical music and stuff. It's not something we'll usually go and see, so that was a bit different for us. We normally go and see rock bands and that, really, indie bands, etc.
Very quiet. The only other thing we've done that's been that quiet was John Keel.
Yeah, that was a cracking gig, but we did get wrong for talking. That was last year in the Tynemouth Theatre, was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, John Keel was tremendous. To be fair, we'd listen to his music, and we'd talked ourselves out of it being psychedelic Velvet Underground stuff and being more poppy stuff on his albums. Then we got there and it was pure psychedelic madness. So
it was.
But yeah, because we weren't really talking that much as well. We were just in between songs. We're what do you think of that? That was kind of good, whatever.
Probably the least we've ever talked at any gig.
And then the bloke in front of us was shh. So that was kind of funny, but it is what it is. Everyone has the old way of liking gigs. But that, again, we're talking about it. We're saying about, I think they brought up that it was the biggest orchestra soundtrack movie.
I think it'd been voted the best.
Voted the best one.
For the last 6 years or something.
Me and Johnny's always got a thing where we'll argue who the best movie soundtrack is in terms of that type of music, classical and that.
Well, I always go for Lord of the Rings.
He's a John Williams fan, which
no. I would say that Lord of the Rings is my favourite though.
Yeah. I'm Ennio Morricone. I love all my westerns and the vibe that you get from Morricone, Good, the Bad and Ugly, Once Upon a Time in the West and that.
I think we're a bit different there. I think we're talking about slightly different things when you know about that. When we're talking about John Williams, I say he's the greatest rather than my favourite. You know.
Yeah. I think John Williams is great. We always wind each other up a little bit when we're getting into these daft arguments as well. Obviously Jaws and Schindler's List and what else he done? Third,
we've got
Indiana Jones. So obviously absolutely brilliant. You cannot knock that. He's fucking amazing. But always bring up that he did Nick Vorak for Jaws. So. Yeah, is he that good? But Morricone, I love Morricone. I can sit and listen to his music.
So that's all kind of
all the time. I go into bed and put it on my earphones and fall asleep with that. Like it's unreal, and like the vibes. What that type of music does for films, like they wouldn't be the same without it.
not even close.
Like that brings the emotion to the scene. So it was nice to see that play out in an orchestra live, and we'll see it all the time. You get gigs at like,
Yeah,
the stage and everything.
I could be watching Lord of the Rings crying. That's not happening without the music. It's just not.
Yeah, but like see them advertised like Godfather and James Bond and stuff like that live, and like we'll never go and see it because we're like rock and indie, and you get the raw energy of that. Whereas going to see orchestra is a completely different vibe, but that was cool. Like that was really good. I enjoyed it. I think like it was only an hour, which was a good length of time, really. I think for
if they'd done all 3 films, I suppose you could have done it with a break between them, but would have meant 3.5 hours.
Yeah,
which would be a long time.
Yeah, I think when you go to the stage and see some of them, they're like 3.5 hours and stuff. So like that, it is a long time. It probably is for a certain type of fan of that type of music and things like that. But yeah, excellent. We're now in town. We've got the rest of the night ahead of us. We know there's a few gigs. We might try and go and see a few others. We'll see what happens.
We might do. Yeah.
So see what the night brings. Well, we did find a band in the Vault Yards, and we don't even know who they were. We're just a covers band who played loads of rock and roll stuff. Stooges, Pink Floyd.
And they played every song in a more rock and roll version of the song.
Yep. What else did they play? Golden Earring, Green Day, Sex Pistols,
ZZ Top,
all sorts. Good band. Whoever they were, class. We'll find out who they were. We'll find out the name at some point. What'd you make, Matthew?
Excellent.
Very good for a covers band.
There we go. Well, we went on an adventure and we found a covers band who were class in the Vault Yard in Sunderland. Happy days. Okay, so I checked out that band that were called the Heat Seekers. They do loads of covers. First time I've come across them, but they were awesome. Really good band. Do like a covers band, so keep an eye out for them. So this week's vinyl of the week is a double one, and basically I popped into Hot Rats in Sunderland, my favourite record store, and picked up a couple from there, 2 for 25 section. You can get just one for 15 quid as well, so pretty good prices on vinyl for new ones these days. We've got awesome section in there as well, some really good records from loads of bands. I'll put a little video up so you can have a look at them, but there's all sorts from like The Police. I think they've got the Stooges in there. There's stuff from Liam Gallagher, and his new one that he done with John Squire was in there. Those just loads. Have a look at the video, I'll show you. What I picked up though was Sid Barrett's Barrett album. So those of you who don't know, Sid Barrett was a founding member of Pink Floyd, and he was only there for a few years, did a couple albums with them, and then he was like ill, had mental health issues, but he did manage to do a couple on his own. So on the Pink Floyd side of things, they brought in Dave Gilmour, who eventually became Sid Barrett's replacement in a roundabout way. But they did, want to help him out. So on this album, you do get Dave Gilmour playing on quite a few of the songs as well. You've got Rick Wright on there as well playing, and a couple other musicians. He does only have 2 albums. The other one, I think it does have some water stuff on as well, so I think they all did chip in to help him out. But these albums, some people love them, some people think they're absolute rubbish. I really like them. I like the other one better than this one, and I'll get round to that one day. But this one's still pretty good. I quite like it. It's really raw. It's got a pretty cool album cover. It's got songs on Baby Lemonade, Is It Obvious, Dominoes, Gigolo Ant, Wolfpack, Everest and Elephant. They are a bit Floydy. There's some of them like acoustic mainly songs. They are a bit out there as well, but it's pretty good. So to complement that, I did get another album, and this one is Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band, and I think it's just sort of a general mashup of different songs from his albums. So stuff on like Click Clack, Clear Spot, Low Yo-Yo stuff, I'm Gonna Burglarize You Baby, few tracks on there, so I'll give that a blast. And Captain Beefheart's cool as out. I love Safe as Milk, it's one of my favourite albums ever. Cracking band. If you like Zappa and stuff, obviously you like Beefheart. Similar style of music, out there, rock and roll. Probably is not for everyone, but that's my street. So happy days of that. I feel like I got a proper good bargain there. So get yourself down to Hot Rats, have a look at those records. Really good. But double vinyl of the week, this one, Barrett and Captain Beefheart. As always, thank you for tuning in. Everyone who's watched the video or a bit of it, or shared it, or liked it, etc. It's all, again, as always, appreciated. Continue to do so. If you want to subscribe, then subscribe. And I'm going to bring you more stuff every week. Next week, we're going to be looking at a couple of different videos, so I'm going to try and keep them a bit shorter. So they're not like last week where they're going into half hours and stuff. But next week we're going to do a bit of a special one, a little mini episode talking about punk v prog. So 70s, you had all the prog bands and moving into the punk era, and also a bit of a rivalry, maybe, but we'll talk about that and we'll do some research into that. And then for the gig journal, I went to 2 gigs. I went to see Jethro Tull, and then the next night I went to see UK Subs, so that fits in with that. So you got a prog band and a punk band, and we're just going to have a big crack on about what they're like, a few decades down the line. So thank you for tuning in, and catch you next week.